Hey everyone, how are you? It's Jess with Capella Wellness again, here for day 8 of my 12 days of Christmas video. So today we're going to just do a talk. I was guided to do a video regarding 8 tips for twin flame separation. What tips that I can give you from my own experience on how to deal with separation from your counterpart, especially if you are in the last one, which is the longest. So that's what I believe. That's what I'm in now. So I thought I would give you guys some tips because I've been hearing it's been a little bit tough for quite a few, hearing and feeling, mainly feeling. And I know with some of the people that I work with, it's been a little challenging. So, and it's not an easy thing, but I thought I would do 8 tips on how to manage your separation in your twin flame journey. Your light counterpart journey is what my guides want me to call it. So, because it is day 8, I'm going to have to do the singing. I know this is a thing. I know my guides they're doing something with this. So now I'm trying to think what the 8th day is. 8 maids of milking. Oh man, it's my favorite one. Okay, here we go. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids of milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. All right, that's over with. Okay, so I'm gonna go from 8 to 1. Tips on how to manage separation on your twin flame journey. Okay, 8, let go of the outcome. Let go of union. I just want that, because guess what? You're coming from a place of lack. You're telling the universe, I want more of the lack. I want more of what I don't have. Okay, so let go of that absence energy. So it's also surrendering the connection to God. I had to do that when I wasn't listening to my guides and my tower moment happened on my counterpart's birthday. And God was like, wake the hell up, Jess. Like, we keep telling you to stop what you're doing, stop repeating the same patterns, blah, 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 blah. And I knew, okay, this is it, God. I need to focus on me and my mission work. So it wasn't as hard to do that. It was really challenging to completely, and I literally told my person in an email, you know, I was asking for the truth about stuff, and I said, I'm going to flat out say part of what I said in my letter. I said, I deserve more than some elusive friendship, right? And I said, I'm going to walk away if I have to, and if I do, when I do, I'm going to love you from afar, right? Because this is based off of unconditional love. So at that time, I had to let go of the outcome. And I said, you know what? I can't be afraid of walking away from my counterpart. I can't be afraid of the future. I can't be afraid of like, oh my God, union won't happen ever, blah, blah, blah. And people say that it won't. But there are a lot of things that you have to do for union to come in, because it is possible this lifetime. And you have to believe in it. You have to trust. You have to have faith in God. A whole bunch of other things that you got to check off, okay? So number 8 is let go of the outcome. You've got to fully surrender and not be afraid, not give into that full fear of not having the person there and having them go off with somebody else and be with the karmic. If God brought you two together, that bond shall not, will not, cannot be destroyed, cannot be broken. Things have to happen. This is for you. This is to get you closer to God. This is for you to be an example of Christ consciousness for the greater good of humanity. You will not believe how much your world will change, how much you will change when you see the benefit of the separation. I know Liz Harrison from Guided by Angels always talks about separation is preparation. She is exactly correct. That's exactly what it is. So number 7 has to do with doing things for you. It's about you, you. Union is not about your twin. Okay, what you are supposed to do is, as the leader as a feminine, what you do, your masculine will do in due time. You guys are mirrors. If you're low vibe and you're mopey and you're not doing shit, guess what? Your person's gonna be low vibe, being mopey, not doing shit. Now, there will come a time where even when you are in your power, when you are in alignment with your higher self, your counterpart may still feel like that, and it may come to you, but you've got to be the light. You've got to be the beacon of light, faith, and hope for your person. So when you're doing things for you, you're encouraging energetically your person to do things for them, because they have codependencies too. We all start on this journey with codependencies, especially on each other. Oh my gosh, it's so magical when you're together and you don't want to be apart, and I need that person, I need this, whatever, because I don't have it. And then what happens? It goes away, and what do you do with yourself? Your vibration lowers. You fall into despair, or whatever it is. You can't get out of bed, or whatever. This is not supposed to be part of that connection where you stay in bed all the time, or you're just so brokenhearted you can't do anything. You can't eat, sleep, drink, pee. That makes no sense. But you get my point, right? When you're in those energies, when you are not taking care of you, you're not actually understanding the purpose of what this connection is for. When you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people, and you're not valuing the vessel, the spirit, the body, the mind, the soul that God gave you. You're a blessing in its own right. You don't need your masculine or anybody else to tell you that, okay? You're a divine child of God. So when you're doing things for you, that's telling God, oh, the feminine's really like working on herself. She's happy without the masculine. And this is also about you guys being happy. I'm looking at this light switch for whatever reason. This is also about you being happy on your own. You finding what finds, you filling that cup up for you, because you've got to fill your own cup. The joy comes from within. It doesn't come from your masculine. If you don't already know by now, your masculine is not going to make you happy. It's not going to make all the hurt and all the sorrow and all the pain go away. You can't be pointing fingers either at your masculine. Oh, it's my masculine's fault that I feel like this. You really gonna have to look at that from a different perspective and ask yourself why you're blaming somebody else for how you feel. You are ultimately responsible for how you feel. So when you're doing things for you, you're taking care of you. You're taking care of what God created. And that takes attention away from separation, from everything else that's going on. You start working on yourself, and then over time, you start to say you don't need anyone or anything. And that's a huge accomplishment for anyone to achieve. When you are not reliant on anything or anyone but God and God alone, okay? You put out to the universe when you don't do things for you, okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to make anything magically happen because you're not in alignment with it, right? You got to make yourself happy. You got to find those things where it's like, okay, you know what? Let me go try this. Let me go do that. Let me take care of myself. Self-care is a huge, huge thing during separation. Because the masculine, especially if he starts spying on you, he starts observing what you're doing, and you look disheveled, and you're putting out on Facebook or Instagram, oh my God, I'm so brokenhearted, I can't get out of bed. And the masculine doesn't want to be with that. Newsflash, feminines, the masculine doesn't want to be with someone who's all Debbie Downer, 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles energy. There's no light there. There's no excitement there. There's no magic. 4 of Cups, like, life sucks without my masculine. Separation sucks. This is whatever. I keep hearing this and this and that, and I'm not believing in this union. I'm believing that the masculine will come around. You're totally putting out to the universe, and if your masculine catches wind of that, that's not an empress. That's not a powerful feminine. That's not someone who is taking matters into her own hands and running the show and being the helmsman of her ship type of thing. No masculine-like provider protector wants to be around that type of energy, especially when you're devaluing yourself. How are you going to devalue yourself? How are you going to expect someone to value you when you don't value your own self, when you don't know your own worth, okay? I've been around people, friends, dated on and off. The vibration was really low. it lowers your vibration too. That's why I'm very careful who I associate myself with these days, because my vibration's up here. And if it dips down, which it happens because we're human, I don't want to be surrounded by that. And you guess what, feminines, the masculine doesn't want to be around that either. And I think neither do you. So, for number 6, take yourself out on dates. Thank you for the confirmation, Holy Spirit. Take yourself out to go do something on your own. I used to go to Vegas by myself, right? I'm a divorced mom of a 13-year-old son. When I didn't have my son, I would go plan out trips for myself. I'd take myself out on dates. I'd go to the movies. I'd even go to dinner and sit there by myself. Yes, I got looks. Yes, people were like thinking that I was being stood up, especially if the waiter or waitress didn't take the other plate a cup away from me from the other side of the table. Who gives two shits? That's part of doing things for you. But this is more tailored towards something specific. You've got to learn how to do things on your own without people there. People have gotten so complacent, so codependent on having somebody around just to make them feel better, to make them feel more comfortable. You got to be more comfortable in your own skin, feminines. I would go out there. I did this for years. And going to Vegas, you know what that did for me? Because I was so afraid of being by myself, of being out there and being exposed and having, not having, thank you for the confirmation, not having anybody to kind of talk to. I actually, as ironic as this sounds, I actually became closer to God by doing that. Even though I was walking the strip, Las Vegas Boulevard, I'd be looking at all the lights. I'm a night person, by the way, and I'm not there to gamble, whatever. I would play slots every now and again. I would get lucky sometimes, but sometimes I would like blow that away. But that's another story for another day. I would go out to the pool and tan and stuff, or just, I love the water. I watch shows on my own. I'll be completely honest with you here. I don't remember what show it was, but it's the female strip show. I went there by myself. The last time I went to Vegas was right before the pandemic started. And yes, I am female, and yes, I went to that, and I will never forget. People were looking at me, man, you're going here, but you're by yourself? Even the people who were scanning the tickets, the ticket attendants. Is there anybody else in your party? No, it's just me. And everyone heard me. And the lady goes, you're watching the show on your own? I said, yeah. I've been so curious. I did something new. I stepped out of my comfort zone. And yeah, I'm not a dude, obviously, but I was a female watching a female strip show. And let me tell you, that really put me on a whole different level, because not only were people looking at me funny, like, what is wrong with this person? I was getting out of the comfort zone, not getting affected by people looking at me weird because of that. And because of the fact that I'm a female watching other females on stage. But I will say, it was very tasteful. It was very entertaining. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad that I did. It was the night before I flew back to Maryland. And, it really helped me to be more in touch with my own sensuality, my own femininity, my physical self. I may not look exactly like those women, right? But it helped me to not really be afraid of that about myself, and to kind of appreciate the femininity, the female body, to appreciate, women. Different. Not that I never did, but I saw this in a different light when I watched this show. So, case in point, do things for yourself. Take yourself out on dates. Go on trips by yourself. If you want to go to Vegas by yourself, go do it. You're going to be so enlightened, believe it or not. And yeah, they call it Sin City, but it was really a big eye-opener for me. And it helped me to trust my intuition about where I was going and what I wanted to go do. It was my body calling me, okay, Jess, you know what? You really want to watch that female strip show? You really want to go out to that restaurant by yourself? You want to go to that, I went to see Ka as well, that show on your own. I even got dressed up for it like I was going to be with somebody. But it really went to show me that I can have fun on my own. It was the greatest thing I had ever done. And I kept doing that up until like the pandemic. And of course I quit my career and all that stuff and everything changed. And even then, Friday nights I'm here, like I'll do stuff with my son or nothing's going on with the family. I'll still go do something for me, you know? And yeah, well, I have family. I have people to do things with now. And I do things with family too these days. So it helps. But before, when I wasn't by family and I didn't have my son, I would do things for me. I would go out to eat. And the trips that I took, and let me tell you, it was weird. I felt a little bit uncomfortable when I was lounging out by the pool and it's just me and I'm not having anybody to talk to. I'm not getting in the pool with anybody else. But it really pushed me out of my comfort zone. And the other cool thing was I was the one who initiated conversations with people who were in the pool area or other people I was like walking near or something like that. And I never used to do that before. Never. I would have the other person initiate the conversation. So that for me was a game changer. So I highly encourage with tip 6, I'm sorry. Go take yourself out on your own. It's a huge game changer. Now, if you don't have the money to go on trips and things like that, go to the museum by yourself. Go to a free event by yourself. This also includes going to weddings and engagement parties and baby showers by yourself. Okay? Do that too. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you, I know from experience, it really, really helps you to come into your own by doing that. So, 8, 7, 6, 5. 5. Yeah, I lost track. Tip 5, find a soul tribe. Go find a support group like my Capella circle. There are some amazing, amazing people there. Yes, it requires a membership. That's because I don't want these low vibrational people in there. I want people who are serious about their journey. I want people who really want to work with others and get pumped up by others and help get out of their comfort zone by being a bit vulnerable with other people in my circle. So I have that, so people have a safe place to talk about what's going on in their journey. They're feeling low, to just go put themselves out there and say, hey guys, I need some support here. It's good to have a soul tribe. I use those people too for me, because you know how many times I wanted to give up on what I'm doing? Because like the outcome, what I was expecting things to happen, it didn't go in the direction that I wanted to, but I know that there's a bigger purpose and why I had to kind of get away from looking at certain things that deemed success for me. This channel has really done wonders for me, and it also has brought in people who are part of my soul tribe. This is why I was called to do this channel, because not only am I helping others, I'm also drawing in people who are part of my soul family, my soul brothers and soul sisters, to support me in my endeavors, to help me to stay on track, because we all need it. I mean, I may be powerful and all high vibrational and you know, fully in my feminine power, but that doesn't mean I don't have days where the vibration dips. It doesn't mean that I'm doing this completely by myself. I have God first and foremost, but I have all those people in the Capella circle, and I've got family too. When I see what my family goes through and I see how far I've come, it helps me to push more, helps me to strive more, and to continue doing what I'm doing, especially when I'm working with my clients. And I was working with a client of mine yesterday, a live coaching session. It was a live reading for her. And I had these epiphanies about things that were tied to Christ and Mary and Joseph, excuse me, the Immaculate Conception, pertaining to her journey, pertaining to my journey. And it was the most glorious thing that the message that I received was the most glorious thing I've ever received thus far. So when you are surrounded, something's trying to get me to not talk about this. When you're surrounded by your soul tribe, people who are not Debbie Downer, I mean, these are the people, even when they get down, other people lift them up, and then they will lift others up. This is not somebody who's going to be in the group where it's all negative and it's all low vibrational. I don't want that. I don't want that. I mean, all the time, not all the time. But this group is finding a soul tribe. It doesn't have to be the Capella circle. I'm just saying, putting that out there because I do have a community, and you get to meet people, converse with them on my free mobile app, right? You get to follow them on there and send text messages, or there's a chat function in there, and you get to reach out to them privately, or you can be part of the Capella Circle forum, and you can put your stuff out there publicly, but only amongst the Soul Tribe members there, the Capella members there. And you can gain support. And you don't have to go get a reading for that. It's part of the paid membership, yes, but it's worth the investment, because when you start to realize that there is an actual genuine support group for you, it does help a great deal. Okay, so I highly recommend doing that. There's soul tribes everywhere. There's communities everywhere. Twin flame support groups. I do that. I do twin flame support group sessions at least once a month as part of my membership program, and it starts off with the Sun Star tier. So if you're looking to help get you through separation and see how other people are handling it, I would highly recommend you sign up for one. Definitely, I have my coffee, but I haven't gotten my tea yet. I talk about this often. Going to Starbucks, if you calculate how much money you spend on Starbucks in a given week, if you're a Starbucks person, there's not everybody's a Starbucks person, and you start to see how much that racks up, it's probably the cost of a membership. Starbucks coffee isn't going to help you deal with separation. Starbucks coffee isn't going to help you, or tea, or whatever you get there. It's not going to help you get to union. So you might want to think about that. But you know what I'm getting with. Whatever it is that you're putting money towards, when you get something way more of value, when you're putting money towards yourself and being part of the community, you get more bang for your buck. So, what else? Tip 4, listen to music. This has been my saving grace since day 1. And I will honestly say, with some of the songs that are coming up in my YouTube feed that I've never heard before, and I'll listen to them, they get me. And what's been happening is I've been connecting even more strongly with my divine masculine through those songs. And what I do, and I encourage you to do this if you don't do this already, I set up a playlist for him years ago. I was guided to do it, and I said, Spirit, why am I doing this? And they said, just watch. So I started putting meaningful songs in that playlist for him, and I kind of put a title in there where he could tell that it was for him. I got an intuitive hit that he has been watching the songs or looking at what I put in the playlist and listening to them. So I'm sending him messages through that, and I know whatever messages he sends to me through song, I put that in the playlist because that's probably most likely a synchronicity for him, knowing that I received it, or encouraging him through whatever the lyrics are conveying in that song. So, and lately, certain songs have been really creating, it's augmenting the intensity of our connection. And I mean, it happened again to me last night, because sometimes I listen to certain songs and it's just like the power is inexplicable. And my person and I, we connect through music. Most counterparts do, but I know for us, we both play instruments. We both have a very eclectic taste in music. Music is everything for us, and I've been like that since I was a child. So no matter what I do, I get ready in the morning, I listen to music. I'm making my breakfast, most of the times I listen to music. Doing chores, doing laundry, driving to the supermarket, I'm listening to music. In the shower, I'm listening to music. Whatever, cooking dinner, I'm listening to music. Before I go to bed, I'll listen to a song. What I've been doing is listening to certain songs that he sends, and then I will start to communicate with him that way, or just feel them energetically. Lately, these songs have actually been in leveling both of us up in a sense where I feel it's getting us one step closer to permanent union. because of that bond that we have, not just through God, but from the music itself, because music is so big for us, and and it could very well be your mission will be tied to music in some capacity. But don't listen to things that are sappy. Now, if there are things that, remind you of your person, if you listen to it actually in the 3D together, or they sent you a song, you sent them a song, and it comes up and it makes you sad, at some point you're going to realize that you have a connection with that song. Pay very close attention to the lyrics too. All right? But don't go putting on sappy stuff, heartbreak stuff, and all that stuff. No. Or stuff that makes you angry. Okay? Like, fuck you, bitch that, whatever. Like, very derogatory music. Because you got to watch the lyrics, guys. Because if you're ingesting that into your system, you're going to put that out to the universe. And you're going to attract a lot more derogatory shit. All right? Some nasty shit. You don't want that. So you got to watch that. And even if you're listening to the sappy songs, the heartbreak or whatever, it's going to put you in a very low vibrational energy. It'll keep you in Three of Swords, which means you're going to attract Three of Swords energy. You see what I'm saying? So even with the songs that come up, I know you guys have heard me, like the Jason Mraz song, I Won't Give Up, is something that I sent to my masculine in March of 2022 into 3D. It's a text message. He sent me a song. Surprisingly enough, when I got that song, it was a Spanish song. And from what maybe I don't know this, but at the time I didn't think that my masculine, spoke Spanish. I knew that he knew some words and things like that. Now, if he actually can speak it, that's going to be a surprise for me. But I know he knows some stuff. But the surprising thing was he sent me a song by Juanes, and it's called A Dios le pido. And I realized that his form of communication is through song. And it's been like that for years. And if you go look up the lyrics to that, if you translate it, it won't translate it properly, but it's close enough. There are better translations than others. But if you listen to that, I listened to it, I was like, holy shit. And I felt that that's how he was feeling the whole time. But I knew he had a hard time conveying that to me, and that's okay. Because my masculine has a very different love language, and most masculines do. And most of them, it's through song, it's through some sort of creative endeavor. Just because we express to our masculines verbally in a certain way, in a letter, in a text, or whatever, doesn't mean that that person is going to do the same thing back. You can't expect somebody to express love the way you express it. Everyone's got different love languages. Some it's through creative songs, lyrics, poems. Maybe just music without words in general, where you can feel how the person's feeling. Showering them with gifts, like doing things for them. Actions speak louder than words type of thing, right? So after he sent me that song, I sent him the Jason Mraz song. And every time that would show up, sometimes I wouldn't want to listen to it because I knew that is it's a song that really connects the two of us, but sometimes I would, and then I would feel like he was listening to it at the same exact time I was, and sometimes we would have this purge together, meaning like I would be crying a lot because then the missing the person comes in, and all of the things that we've gone through, that we've overcome, starts to seep into our minds, and it's like, oh my gosh, look at everything that we've been through. Look at all of this progress we've made. But it also talks about the deep love that we have for each other. And when you can recognize that, even if you're crying through it, it's a release. It's helping you to understand how potent the connection between you and your person is. Now, the thing is, that's okay if you're doing the crying, the purging, but after that, you're going to feel a huge sigh of relief. You're going to feel this huge sense of relief. And it's going to make the bond between you even stronger. And it's through song. And you guys don't even have to talk to each other. That is the most magical part of this connection. It's all about feeling. And music is a high vibrational energy. If you look at Archangel Sandalphon, he's the angel of music, right? And they always talk about harps up there. And I know for me, strings are high vibrational, especially if the frequencies coming from those strings are high vibrational, higher frequencies, right? It does something to the soul. And especially if you're coming from the angelic realm, you're reminiscing with that because you're used to being up in heaven or being up there listening to this type of music, okay? So stringed instruments, whether it's like guitar, and I know we talked about in day 6, I know group 3 got strong like guitar stringed instrument stuff. It's the vibration that comes from the plucking of those strings. It's like they tug at your heartstrings type of thing. It creates this melody. It's like a symphonic orchestra with what is vibrating in your heart space along with what's vibrating in your person's heart space. And you compose this music together. It's like your own Four Seasons from Vivaldi. Right? Your own concerto type of thing. And that does wonders for the connection. Which is why music is so, so important for me. And of course, it helps raise your vibration. And every time, you know, I'm getting ready to do a reading, or if my vibration lowers or something like that, I gotta listen to something that gets me back up there to prepare me for what I need to do. Or, you know, I'll pick up maybe his energies and they may feel a little bit sad or something. And it's like, okay, I'm feeling it from him because I was just fine. I gotta make sure that I don't go fall into that. And I raise my vibration even more. My light becomes brighter even more to help him get out of whatever sadness or despair he's in, or lack of courage, a lack of confidence. Because I feel it. When you get to a point, and I've been in my journey for 7+ years, you get to a point where you just know when you've got to like boost up the energies. You've got to increase the luminosity of the light, right? And that helps that person. And that person will eventually feel you. They will see you because they will know. The masculines tend to be more intuitive than us, more psychic than us. They know more than we do, okay? Some of them can actually hear your thoughts. So if you're thinking about something right now, they're probably hearing what you're thinking at this time. I just got a message. So, but yeah, the music thing is gonna be big. It's been a huge thing for me. And again, when you get closer to union, when you're listening to those songs, it's going to kickstart something phenomenal. And I can't really explain it because it's ineffable. You will have to be able to know what that is because of the feeling. The magnitude of the vibration that you're feeling when you're listening to a song and you're feeling your counterpart. And the strength that comes with that, the power that comes with it. It's unlike anything you've ever felt. And that's when you know you get closer to that permanent union. That's when you know it's like you're really in alignment because you just know that it's coming. You just know that that connection will manifest in the physical. So I really do believe music is everything in this connection. So if you haven't already created a playlist for your person, start sending them songs. Do not send songs that make them feel like shit. You know, the low vibrational, like liar, cheater. No, don't do that. You're gonna jack up stuff. Okay? You really will. That's not gonna help the situation. And it doesn't help you either. Because you're coming from a low vibrational place. Divine union requires you to be your divine self, okay? So listen to music, set up the playlist, send them songs in the 5D. You don't have to send them, bombard them with songs, with text messages, emails, with in the 5D, I mean the 3D, putting it on your social media accounts. Do it differently. Create the playlist, or you hear a song, you send it to them in the ethers, all right? So for number 3, you got to keep your eyes on God at all times. And sometimes, yes, sometimes I kind of divert my attention away from that, and then I got to get back to center. Keep your eyes on God. You were meant to build a stronger relationship with God. That's why you were in this connection. and because of that, you're going to be an example of Christ consciousness. All right. Compassion, unconditional love, acceptance, tolerance, but not tolerating poor behavior. Everything that embodies the divine feminine. And when you're keeping your eyes on God, you're not so overly focused on being separated from your person. You're understanding that this connection is higher than that. It's bigger than union. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than your person. It's bigger than anything. And God is bigger than all of it. So when you're focusing, diverting your attention, you're focusing your attention on God along the way. It's going to help tremendously. Because God's going to give you the God confidence. God's going to give you the strength. The strength comes from God. Because we can't go through these journeys alone. And while we're isolated, while we're in separation, while we're God takes us and puts us, feminines, we're going to put you over here. So that you can be protected, so you can be pulled away from all of this 3D world stuff, this darker energy, the lower vibrational energy. Because that's part of your ascension. That's part of doing the inner work, right? God does his greatest work in solitude. You do your greatest work in solitude. That's part of why you have to be in separation. You got to go through this without your person holding your hand. So with number 3, keeping your eyes on God, that's going to be of the utmost importance here. Because when other stuff happens in your life that have nothing to do with your connection with your person, you're going to need the power and the strength to get through those things, because you're going to be heavily tested. You will get, some of you are already getting spiritually attacked. Some of you will have so many, the spiritual attacks will increase. Because the closer you get to union, the more the devil wants to keep that from happening. And you've got to be in your power to not go backwards, to not give in, to not give up. But that's you keeping your eyes on God. It's like laser focused, okay? No matter what. Because if God brought you to it, he will bring you through it. And no matter what you're surrounded with, as long as you have God right here. Like it's freaking like that laser pointer, like a sniper with that, it's about to take the shot. Like that's how targeted you need to be with your eyes on God here, okay? Now tip number 2 is Dharma. Dharma is your mission work, your life's purpose. One of the requirements in order for you to come into permanent union with your person is you've got to be fulfilling your life's purpose. That is a huge, huge check mark. If you're still doing your 9-to-5 job and you're hating it, you're not really doing anything for the greater good of humanity with it. It's like, it's lackluster, it sucks, like you're not having any fun, there's no magic there. You're not living your life's purpose. If it doesn't scare the shit out of you, if it doesn't get you to step out of your comfort zone, it's not your life's purpose. Like for me doing this channel here, you wouldn't caught me dead with me sitting in front of you talking to you, period. I always used to hide behind the curtain. I always used to hide behind my hair. My divine masculine will be able to tell you, and I have video of it, about how he was telling me to shine my light and be who I really was. To not be someone else, to be Jess, right? But the true me wasn't shining at that time. And I had self-conscious issues. I had low self-esteem. It was there on and off. Sometimes I would have the esteem there, but when I was challenged, I would cower away. And I'd go back to like my distorted self. And I had to really learn to not do that all the time. So, with the Dharma stuff, that's a big thing. And when you're so immersed in your mission work, you forget that you're in separation. You forget that. Sometimes you forget that you have a counterpart. I know that happened to me. When I really started to do my work, he ended up not being on my mind all the time. until he came back around. I was like, oh my God, what just happened? Oh, it's him. Okay. All right, cool. How are you? Type of thing. But then when he dropped off, it wasn't as painful as it was. It wasn't, not, I never really went into some dire pain, honestly, guys. I honestly didn't. It was more sadness and disappointment than anything. Because I thought something was there. I thought like, okay, this is it. Because I've been in separation, I've had, 4 or 5 separations. I'm in my 5th one. I've lost count because there's no point in counting. I know I'm in my longest one yet. I think I'm going to approach maybe 3 years in March with 3 years of separation, if it gets to that. But it's been over 2 years. Heard here and there, but I haven't seen him physically since summer of 2019. I haven't seen him physically, if on a phone or something, since March 2020, late March, early April. So the more I focused on my mission work, doing things that God has called me to do, it diverted my attention away from, okay, when is he coming back? Like, is anything going to happen? Is union actually happen? Like, what's this, and that? It really helps. That's why Dharma, living your purpose, is so important, which is why it's number 2. Because you start to fulfill your own happiness by the work that you are doing. You're lifting yourself up as you're lifting other people up. That is a huge thing for the feminine to do, especially in her independence. She becomes this like badass, and when the masculine sees that, he's like, holy fuck. I want that over there. Because we all know, both men and women, a lot of us are not in our power. There's still some insecurities that some of them are dealing with. Some of them lack integrity. Some of them lack self-confidence. They don't trust in themselves. They don't trust in their own abilities. There are these weird aspects about themselves that they don't want to show to people because it's not the norm, because other people will think differently. They go, fuck that. Go be your real weird self. Go be your authentic self, okay? Because if you're not, you can't come into union, because union deals with the truth and nothing but. Truth is divinity. Truth is love. Without that, you don't have union. And then if you don't have that, your person's not going to be that either. So there's no divine union there. With lack of integrity, with lack of confidence, with being out of alignment with yourself and your purpose. So when you're doing your Dharma, your light just explodes. And I've said this before, it becomes so luminous, it's blinding. You become the moth to the flame, not just for your person, but it's for other people who are drawn to you, who want to listen to your word, who want to be inspired by you, be like, wow, well, look where she came from. I can do that. If she got there, I can do the same thing. That's what we're here to do, guys. We're here to be a beacon of light, faith, and hope for other people. It's part of your mission work. But again, your masculine will see you somehow with the work that you're doing. He'll know about it because God will lead him back to you, but you won't necessarily know it. And he'll start to see the changes in you. When I said at the beginning, he doesn't want somebody who's like mopey, codependent, and vain, and vindictive, and judgmental, and jealous, and insecure, and self-conscious. That's not sexy. It's not hot. It sure isn't. You can be the hottest person on the face of the planet, but when you are like, when you are low vibrational and you're lacking self-confidence and you're afraid of being that powerful, intelligent self, or whatever it is you're afraid of being who you are, it's not hot. It's not. I learned that the hard way. I did. And so many people saw things about me and I couldn't see them. And one thing about myself, and I said this before, is my brain. I was always a highly intelligent person, straight A student. Anything I touched, I tried, it turned to gold. Like I was gifted in it. I wasn't grateful for that. I was focusing on this, my appearance. I wish my hair was like that. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I wasn't so curvy. I wish I was whatever. My hair texture was different because I have naturally curly hair. Um, I wish I looked like that person. I wish I was prettier. I wish I was this. But I had everything else that was way more powerful than what I looked like. And when I started to realize that, I was drawing in guys that were low vibrational. My counterpart was low vibrational when I met him too. Didn't seem like it, but he was. I tried to like dismiss the fact that I was too. I was trying to kind of be like, maybe look at a certain way or acting a certain way or being afraid to do what Jess normally does, right? The violin nerd, straight A student, I was always looked at as a nerd. The quiet, very nice, very smart person. I didn't date until I was in college. My sisters had boyfriends 5th grade. I didn't have mine until I was in the freshman in college. I was 19. But even then, I was still self-conscious. I still didn't really know my worth, and I was attracting all these guys who were just like, they weren't good relationships, let's just put it that way. To include my 10-year marriage. But that marriage wasn't horrible. It just was not what I thought it was going to be. That's because I went into it, thank you, Holy Spirit, doubting myself. And I still had low self-esteem even then. It took me years to get out of that. And then when God told me what my purpose was and getting out of my comfort zone, it's the most glorious thing ever. Like for me to be doing this right now is it's an incredible feat in itself. And it helps me to see like, wow, I did this on my own with the help of God, with the help of my soul tribe, but I got myself here. There was inspiration from my masculine for sure, but he didn't hold my hand. He wasn't there texting me, oh, Jess, look at you. You've come a long way. Keep going. You got this. Da 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 da. I didn't need that. He was telling me that telepathically, which was powerful in its own right. But I didn't need him sending me messages about it, calling me up. I saw you on YouTube last night, Jess. Holy shit, that was badass. Whatever. No. I don't need that. I can feel it from him. He tells me telepathically. You don't need it either. Which is why with your Dharma, you're aligning yourself with who you really are. And when you step out of your comfort zone, you are fully comfortable with who God made you to be. And when your masculine sees that, that's what like really turns on the switch. That's what really gets him going. And he gets to the point where there is nobody like that on this planet. I need the feminine now type of energy. That's how you draw them back in. Because they saw that light within you from day one. And they were pushing you to get that out of you. They were pushing you to get you to see your own worth, to get you to see your light. Okay? You've got to be living your purpose. You got to be doing what you love. You got to be doing what you're passionate about. You got to be doing what God blessed you with. Whatever talents those are. And so for the number one tip to help you through separation in Twin Flame Journey is prayer. Prayer. Pray all day, every day. Pray for yourself. Pray for the strength. Pray for the confidence. Pray for your masculine. No matter what, even if you haven't seen him in years, you haven't talked to him in years, months, prayer. That is what a true divine feminine does. She prays for the masculine even when the masculine is not treating her well, because she prays that he will get closer to God. She prays for him to overcome his fears, his insecurities, is lower vibrational behaviors because it's stemming from trauma, guys. People don't act like that just because they want to. Because they feel they need to have, they feel like they have to because of some other trauma or whatever. And they will bring out their worst to bring out the best in you. That's what they're supposed to do. So even through everything, prayer is the number one tip to help you to get through separation. You ask God, give me the strength to get through another day of this. Give me the strength to just stay high vibrational, stay motivated, stay optimistic, stay positive. I ask God for this every day, and I've been doing it for years. I've been praying for my masculine for nearly 7 years. I still do it. Prayer is everything. Prayer, God hears it. He answers it, but He's going to answer it in His own timing. And when it comes to praying for them to overcome their fears and insecurities, to overcome the toxic karmic situations, and karmics don't always have to deal with people, it's helping them to grow. There is power in prayer. There's also prayer for yourself. God hears you. And you will know over time, when you get to where I'm at, and you're not worried about a damn thing, and all you're doing is focusing on mission. And yeah, sometimes you want to give in, you want to give up. For me, it's more about trying not to give up on my work. I'm not giving up on my masculine no matter what. Ever. But I'm more going back and forth with. Sometimes it creeps in that I want to give up on my mission because it's tough. Sometimes with the work that I do. I'm pretty sure for those of you already in your mission, it's tough for you too. You got to trudge along. You got to roll with the punches, you know. Knight of Swords energy, go-getter energy, do this, come hell or high water, laser focus. So power is really what's going to get you through. And God will start working behind the scenes. When you don't see anything going on, guys, God is working overtime. You got to be patient. You got to trust. You got to have faith. Because without that, you have nothing. Without God, you have nothing. Because without God, you can't have a divine union. Makes no sense. God is the divine. You don't have God there, and I say this often, there's no divine union without God in it, without your relationship with God in it. Period. And prayer is really going to work wonders. And it will take some time for those prayers to be answered, but to be seen in the physical, that is. Just because you don't see anything doesn't mean that He's not answering it. Now, you also have to pray for things that are for your highest good, that are for the greater good of all. Don't get all selfish here, because you're going to have that come back to you. Pray for them to get better. Pray for them to heal. Pray for them to help them to deal with the karmic, because some of them have ex-wives or ex-husbands or something, or very, very toxic relationships. Ask God to give them the courage and confidence to step up to that person, or to get away from the 3D world, whatever it is that your masculine is dealing with. Pray to God to help the masculine get out of that. To help them to grow, to learn, to evolve, to help them to open up their heart again to love, to help them heal their heart chakra, whatever it is. Don't get all distorted feminine and say, I'm not praying for that person because he did this to me, who did that to me. You are coming from victim energy. A true divine feminine is not a victim, she's a victor. A true divine feminine will pray for her masculine. And when you are in that power, you are getting one step closer to your permanent union with your person. Because again, this is God ordained. It's spiritual. It's divine. You've got to be integrating and embodying that divine power, that energy, if you want your person to be in that energy as well, to align with it, and for the permanent union to happen. Okay. So that's it. I hope this helped you. I was thinking it was going to be like a 20-minute thing, but knowing Jess doesn't do short videos because Jess has a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of wisdom that I need to share with everybody. And I'm speaking on all of this based on my own journey. And it has gotten me through, and it's the greatest thing. Like, this last separation phase has been the most glorious separation phase out of all of them. I've come so far. And for me to be able to do this, for me to be teaching you guys, is something in itself. It's something greater than I could ever imagine. Those are the things that I've done to help me get through those separation phases, especially the last one. The last one is a doozy, but you get more spiritually attacked based on your mission work than anything else. Or doubt starts to come in that your person's not your person, or they're not going to come through, or you're not going to get into union. It happens, guys. The devil will do anything in his power to throw you off. Don't let that happen, which is why God, prayer, keep your everything is so important in this. People, the devil will go through people to get you off your path, to make you think you're crazy. Because you're not. Okay? Alright, guys. I'm going to leave it here. I really do hope this helped you. Please leave it in the comments if you have any questions about anything. If you put something there, I'll answer it. Okay? Let me know what you thought. If you have any tips of your own, please go ahead and share in the comments if you have any other tips that help you to get through separation. We would love to hear your feedback, okay? Not only what I've given you, or we'd love to hear what you have to say about your own journey, what you do to help you get through separation, all right? Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best today. Always, I send you so much love, and I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jess, Capella Wellness, starring out.